Good evening and welcome to the news. First, let us take a look at the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses Hindustan Times Leadership Summit in New Delhi. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh approves maternity, childcare and child adoption leaves for women, soldiers, sailors and air warriors in armed forces. Assembly elections campaigning to end in Mizoram and parts of Chhattisgarh. Eminent personalities of the state thank Prime Minister Narendra Modi for mentioning Ukyang Nangba in the episode of Man Ki Baat. And in ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, India set a target of 327 for South Africa. Virat Kohli scores 49th century of his career. The news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has stated that the 2024 general election results will be beyond barriers. Addressing Hindustan Times Leadership Summit in New Delhi last evening, Modi said the people of the country are going to break all the barriers and support BJP in 2024 elections. He pointed out that his government has broken many real and perceived barriers to lay the foundation for building a developed India. He highlighted that in the last 5 years, 13 crore people have been lifted out of poverty. He stressed that poverty cannot be fought by slogans but by solutions. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh has approved a proposal for an extension of the rules for maternity, childcare and child adoption leaves for women soldiers, sailors and air warriors in the armed forces at par with their officer counterparts. With the issuing of the rules, the grant of such leaves to all women in the military will be equally applicable, whether one is an officer or any other rank. The decision is in line with the Raksha Mantri's vision of inclusive participation of all women in the armed forces, irrespective of their ranks. Campaigning for single-phased assembly elections in Mizoram and for first-phase polling in Chhattisgarh will end today, November 5th. In Mizoram, all 40 constituencies and in Chhattisgarh, 20 out of a total 90 assembly constituencies will go to polls on Tuesday and votes will be counted on the 3rd of next month. The Election Commission calls upon all political parties to instruct their leaders and campaigners to ensure that they observe the silence period on all forms of media. Recently, Kyang Nangba, an inspiring freedom fighter from the northeast, was mentioned by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the episode of Man Ki Baat. Uwo Kyang Nangba, a young man, bravely stood up against the powerful British Empire. He was a leader who spoke less but acted swiftly, earning the respect of the people of Jaintia. In response to the Prime Minister's speech, Senra Jawai Preston, H. Toy and Preston of the Kyang Nangba Yasiat Khana Memorial Society, Jawai, Chibor Najar, expressed their gratitude. They thank Prime Minister Modi for acknowledging Kyang Nangba as a freedom fighter from the northeast.
Kaju penrung ya ke kerten jong u hakal da ki kerten jong u kurang ba Prime Minister jong ni isno ba ka jingkemen ke bah do kata-kata ba ni kum gi ibriu ke ba rit pai ni la yo ban pau cha ka ri India hi barok kawai ba une u khlawai keri jong ni ula Prime Minister ula ithoi u bat ula pendan burom bi u ta ka jing lengba ka jingkran yang u haka Man Ki Baat
kano rim yang wo kian nang ba to go ye ni le lui nei ban ta ka ri ba jai bru he yo gi ga ji sin sar ko khoi ko miet ko ba ko lai na ga chang cha ya lam bakla ha ka ji sin sar ri nong we.
Toy also shared that the remains of Uwo Kyang Nangba were preserved in Muliksu, a place dedicated for honoring him. Rikuma Arlalu, a member of the Kyang Nangba Yasiat Khana Memorial Society, provided insight into Kyang Nangba's principles and the reasons behind his resistance against the British. The society was named after him to commemorate his legacy.
Kadai ke jaka ke ba ya ka remain maga ya ka pai ne ke ing jong wak yang nang ba la bo ha ne jaka namar ba kum ka jingai ki jongi ba ha kano ke jing yap ada kadai ke jing yap accident ne ke jing yap ba ki jing yale men saw ne wan kino jing yap ki balong unnatural bamdai jing yap ba na ka jing kujut ni pendap ya ka niam ya ka jing pendap niam ga thang ha kano jaka hanrai ya ka ing ka shuru jong ki kadai ban poi ha ne jaka.
The 4-day celebration of the Golden Jubilee of Diocese of Tura took place at Tura Don Bosco High Secondary School playground from 2nd to 5th of November. Under Tura Diocese, there are 47 parishes which started in the year 1973. The Catholic faithful from all over Garo Hills came to attend the celebration. On Sunday, being the last day of celebration, thousands came to attend the Sunday Mass. Holy Mass was offered and led by Most Reverend John Mulachira, Archbishop of Guwahati and Chairman Northeast India Bishops' Council. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma, Agatha K. Sangma, Member of Parliament and other dignitaries were also present on the occasion. Closing ceremony of Vigilance Awareness Week 2023 was organized by Power Grid Corporation of India Limited at their regional headquarter premises in Lapalang, Shillong. During the function, H. Nongplu State Information Commissioner expressed the employees and their family members as chief guest. U. Kataki Executive Director and L.K. Kachkumar Chief General Manager and senior officials of Power Grid also attended the ceremony, wherein Kataki emphasized that each and every individual should work together to eradicate corruption and say no to corruption.
During this concluding session,
Vigilance Awareness Week is observed under the directives of Central Vigilance Commission. It is to make the nation corruption-free, transparency, and every aspect of our life should be corrupt-free, so that we can make our nation a great nation. And we should have some transparency, and we should follow the all guidelines and directives of government, so that we can run our system for the benefit of all the people.
In a significant development, one of the newly formed organizations in Ribhoi district, the Ribhoi People's Council, dedicated to diverse initiatives for the betterment of the local populace, witnessed the official swearing in of its newly elected office bearers. The oath-taking ceremony took place on Saturday at the District Library Auditorium Hall in Nongpo. Among the newly appointed office bearers, Jason Lennox Nongrum emerged as the president, while Vincent Sokwai assumed the role of general secretary, and Mission Tron was elected as one of the vice president, among others. The Ribhoi People's Council aims in fulfilling its commitment to addressing the needs and concerns of the residents of Ribhoi district.
Supaya kembali ilang ba berada pada usaj.
Ngakhwat ngawer ya kisamla nakeleng jongkat hem Ribhoi. Ka Ribhoi People's Council kan dega sen ban yale khan kendangin nakam ta kimat kijura ki bayi didur bakai maksama. Labian batsangelo kajiya buhiu. Kajiya bisni kajiya mape ki khul samai jugi sisen kasni kin sakma namar bakam tun ka direction ka bapian.
The Department of Cardiothoracic and Vascular Surgery at Northeastern Indira Gandhi Regional Institute of Health and Medical Sciences, NEGRIMS, has successfully performed a surgery to address a rare cardiac anomaly known as Vieux's ring-width coronary artery disease. The condition was diagnosed by Dr. Amit Malviya and Dr. Dunbok Linser. The patient underwent the corrective surgery on 31st/8/2023 by a team of doctors led by cardiac surgeon Dr. Reuben Lamyaki Kinta and Dr. Tabang Yitan. A U.S. delegation led by Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and also featuring Secretary of Defense Lloyd J. Austin III will arrive in New Delhi next week for the 22nd Ministerial Dialogue. The dialogue will provide a platform for top-level discussions between the U.S. and India, addressing critical bilateral and global matters with special emphasis on developments unfolding in the Indo-Pacific region. U.S. State Secretary Blinken and Defense Secretary Austin will meet with their Indian counterparts, Minister for External Affairs S. Jaishankar and Minister of Defense Rajnath Singh, as well as other senior officials. In the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, the match between India and South Africa is underway at Eden Gardens in Kolkata. After the end of the first inning, India has set the target of 327 for South Africa. Virat Kohli's score 49th century of his career is equalizing of Sachin Tendulkar of the highest century. India won the toss and elected to bat first. Both teams have played 7 matches till now, and India remains the only team unbeaten so far in the tournament. On the other hand, South Africa has only lost 1 match. India is currently at number 1 position with 14 points, followed by South Africa at 2nd place with 12 points. The weather report. The maximum temperature was 19.1 degrees Celsius and the minimum temperature was 10.5 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity in the morning was 63%, while in the evening was 82%. Forecast light to moderate rainfall is likely to occur at isolated places. Before we conclude, a look at the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses Hindustan Times Leadership Summit in New Delhi. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh approves maternity, childcare and child adoption leaves for women soldiers, sailors and air warriors in armed forces. Assembly elections campaigning to end in Mizoram and parts of Chhattisgarh. Eminent personalities of the state thank Prime Minister Narendra Modi for mentioning U Kyang Nangba in the episode of Man Ki Baat. And in ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, India set a target of 327 for South Africa. Virat Kohli scores 49th century of his career. And that's all we have in the news for today. Until we meet again tomorrow at the same time, same channel. Have a good night.